everybody. I'm Chris Powers, and welcome here at Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks from Southern University. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics and Athletic Director Roman Banks. How you doing, my friend?
Man, doing great.
You don't have the big doorknob on your hand.
On today. I said I was going to change it up a little bit today. Actually, I've been trying on the football ring. So.
Oh yeah. There
you
go. There you go. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Well, you might be getting another ring because the baseball team right now is absolutely unbelievable. They've won 5 in a row now, and with that, 2 of those 5 games have been a 10-run rule. That's absolutely unbelievable.
Oh, no question about it. They hitting the ball very well, and you know, once again, we sit here week in and week out and been able to talk about our baseball program and what Coach Jackson is doing for that program, and just to see that turnaround in less than a year's time is great to see, and the expectation is high going forward.
Unbelievable. Last night they beat Alcorn State in a non-conference game, 11-1 final score, so they're continuing to do it. And hard to believe, and you know, the older we get, and I hate to say that there.
You get.
Things go faster and faster and faster. Now all of a sudden, baseball is coming up to their final weekend series this weekend for SWAC play, and that's Texas Southern.
Yeah, no question about it. And we are hoping to have a huge weekend crowd. We got faith-based night, and we had kids night this weekend. Kids night, basically that Saturday game. I will say for our fans to pay attention to the weather, because we're prepared if we can't play on Friday night that we'll play 2 games on Saturday. Of course, the weather's supposed to be very nice on Saturday, so if the field is too damaged, we'll play 2 on Saturday instead of 1 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday.
And talk about that Faith and Fellowship Saturday right there at Lee Hines Field, what that's going to be all about.
Well, so we are hoping to, you know, to attract young people coming out to the ball game. We're hoping that it could be an outing for churches and friends and family, where we call it faith-based night, where they can come out and have a good time, bring the kids out, along with our kids club, where we'll have the bouncy house, snow cones, painting faces, and doing a lot of other things, games as it relates for kids right there in the ballpark. And so I challenge everyone, tickets are reasonable for a group price. Call 225-771-3171. 225-771-3171, and Miss Aretha will be glad to take care of you.
And again, it's scheduled for 3 p.m., but again, as he said, time might change because of the weather on Friday, just depending on if this system on Thursday coming in tomorrow. Hey, there's a lot of schools that are canceled for East Baton Rouge and all the surrounding areas, so they're really watching this storm system coming in. If it moves in quick, Friday's game should be a go, and if not, we'll play doubleheader on Saturday.
Yeah, so hopefully move in and get on out of here.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, now also too, hard to believe we were just talking, it seemed like yesterday, about the new softball facility.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, next weekend, the final home series for that with Texas Southern as well.
Yeah, so no question. Let me go back to baseball, because you'll be addressing that today. So they actually had a senior day this weekend as well. So hopefully we can get the fans out to congratulate these young men and applaud them for the jobs that they've been doing on the baseball field. And so actually the very next weekend, if you buy a ticket to baseball this weekend, then you're able to use that same ticket, that same group rate, and enter into the softball game for free as they come to a close of their series as well against Texas Southern that weekend as well. And so you actually get a chance to get a 2-for-1. Softball is really taking off right now. They've been able to get into their new facilities. It's a very nice facilities. Actually, we was walking the facilities today, and we're getting ready to add the 3rd phase to the restrooms and all that inside that facility. So we are very excited about what's to come on the softball. We're excited about what's now, but then as it grows on to next season, we have more plans as well. And so we hope everybody can come out and get that following behind softball as well.
Now you've got a few construction projects going on. F.G. Clark Activity Center, a new roof, and also the interior as well. New offices, bathrooms are being renovated as well with that. Also, softball has just been completed, but there's other ones that are coming too. Some other ones, I believe, the track and field and some other stuff.
Yeah, so we just actually finished. Track is actually able to practice on their park and on their field in Jaguar Park, and so that's the long jump, the throws, and other field events that's in Jaguar Park. So we just finished that out probably about 6 weeks ago, where they're able to get a full practice now, and obviously there are some other things to come. So we're working on the lighting We got a project that we're working on creating new lighting system in all our facilities as well. We're looking at to create this better environment as it relates to our RV services as well. So we have a lot of projects going on that I think will make us better, bigger, better, and stronger for the future.
Now, where is Jaguar Park compared to where the football field is and FG Clark?
So actually, we call it the football practice field.
Right.
So right there in the middle of the nice grassy areas where we hold other events, that's Jaguar Park, and that accommodates football, soccer, and track. Okay. So it's broken off into 3 parts, and it's a nice facility out there where we usually have some events out there as well going forward. And so it's fan friendly. You know, we have opportunities where you can come in and walk in and when we have open practices to be able to watch. And then also on the other side, you're able to enter in right into the soccer facilities. And so soccer is another project that we're working on. We finished phase 2. Phase 3 of the bring the concession stands and the locker rooms to that area, getting ready to come and start sometime in the fall.
And I like the way you called that because you got several sports that could be on Jaguar Park like that.
Right.
To where I like that because you don't see that a lot of campuses and what have you. And the soccer matches are going to be there or not on the A.W. Mumford Stadium?
No. So we actually played soccer in Jaguar Park last year. So the soccer facility is there.
Cool.
And so we use the mini dome parking area for soccer for our fans, and you enter right into the gate when you enter the mini dome. And so it's a very nice facility. So and we are very excited what Coach Funno is doing with that program. All our programs are growing. I mean, you talk about what Bowling just finished 3rd in the conference tournament. Then you talk about Coach Jacobs in volleyball, her run, what she had going on. Making to the quarterfinals of that volleyball tournament. And so right now we are all headed in the right direction. I think for the first time in a long period of time, 10 years, that we are actually fighting to get that cup from the SWAC office.
Yes, indeed.
And so we haven't had that in a long time.
We know we deserve it, and that's no doubt. Coming up, in fact, to that, we're going to be talking about the track team, also about tennis later on in the show, and we're going to be talking about sports and medicine and orthopedics and all that kind of good stuff. But right now, coming up next, we're going to have a couple of baseball guys right here as we're talking Southern baseball when we return right here. It's Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. I'm Chris Powers right here from Scoreboard's Restaurant on Coursey Boulevard. It's in between Sherwood and Coursey. We're going to tell you about some great specials they've got, including crawfish that are Jurassic Park crawfish, are huge. And then also crabs and all that kind of good stuff. We'll do that when we come back right here. This is Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouget. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouget today.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love.
Grand Cherokees, we'd rather sell them than move them.
It's Salisbury's Move and Sale and Jeep Adventure Days.
Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, $27,990.
With Power Group backup camera, keyless entry, and Uconnect.
Get them now at Salisbury's Chrysler,
Dodge,
Jeep,
and Ram in Baton Rouge.
Buddy. called buddies. They'll make your day. Buddies, you can't deny 'em. Buddies, you just can't buy 'em. You wear 'em, whatever comes your way. Buddies are here to stay.
Oh, it's going to be just like... we're back. We're up there talking about baseball here, you know? Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Powers. Welcome back. It's overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. I got Mr. Justin Freeman here, pitcher for Southern University. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great. How you doing tonight?
Awesome deal. Also, of course, we got Javion Williams, center fielder for Southern University. Guys, I got to ask you this question. Each of you answer it. LSU has set the standard for college baseball, especially in the 80s and in the 90s and what have you. And even in the 2000s, they have the big intimidator right there in outfield to show how many national championships they have. How big was it to beat LSU and do it at your home at Lee Hines Field last week? Talk about you first, Javion.
To be honest, it had to be an exciting moment because we've never beat them at home.
Right.
And it was only our third time winning. And it was just an amazing feeling just because we're seniors and we led the way. And it was just an amazing feeling because without the coaching, like, sorry, but it was just all the hard work we put in was just finally showing, and we were finally able to make it happen.
I would say it was also an incredible feeling. My freshman year, we played them at home as well. I think we had them beat all the way until the bottom of the ninth inning. So it was great to see us actually be able to come together as a team and complete the game and win it. Since, like you said, LSU has set the standard. Right. It's good to see us to be able to compete with a program like that.
And you know, it's so weird that all sports are about streaks. Baseball is big time on streak. If you go in a hitting slump, you know that. It takes forever to get out of that slump. So since then, you guys haven't lost a game. You won 4 in a row. So did this spark this baseball team to what they're doing now? By the way, 2 of those games have been 10-run games.
I think beating LSU gave us a huge amount of confidence facing other opponents because they were ranked number 8. Yep. So it just gave us the amount of confidence that we needed just to go out and play against any other team. And I think that we're playing just together, and we're playing with a sort of swagger that we can be the best team, and we're just able to win. I mean,
Freeman, we talk about, you know, how unbelievable that game was, but now talk about what you're doing, because all year long you have been dominating the SWAC and leading in the SWAC Western Division, and haven't been to an NCAA tournament since 2009. This is an opportunity. Are you guys looking at it already and saying, hey, we could make possibly a regional, or are you taking it game by game?
We're honestly taking it one pitch at a time, one out at a time, one game at a time. If we do everything, the little things correctly, things will fall into place and we'll be right where we need to be.
You're going to be a coach one day, man. Look at you. You're going to be a coach one day, my brother. I like that. What would it mean to win the SWAC tournament for the first time since 2009? Would that be unbelievable, Javion?
It would be an amazing feeling just to bring back, you know, the tradition that we have. And I think that we worked hard enough to win it. So, I mean, it would just be an amazing feeling and just a huge accomplishment.
Last year, Mississippi State made the College World Series, so they've been a good team. They were ranked 2nd this year before LSU took that series 2 games out of 3. Last year, this young man hit a big hit against Mississippi State. I think we got that video right now. Let's go show that video. And
now the runners will be in motion here. The base is loaded. 3-2 pitch and 2 outs. Here we go. High fly ball to right field. That's going to send Stepter back. Stepter on the track and a grand slam. It's a tie ball game.
Wow. Williams sitting dead red, turned on that one. And that's why you have a hitter like that at the bottom of the lineup. It's really a smart thing that Carrick Jackson does that not a lot of teams do. He is one of their top 2 or 3 best hitters, and he's sitting there in the 9th spot for occasions like this.
That was a big hit, and that was actually the game against Memphis Tigers this year. Right. My notes had said Mississippi State last year, but it's Memphis Tigers this year, and that was big because you won the first game and had an opportunity to win another game. You almost took the series at Memphis, and that was huge in that deal. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have this where it was an ESPN, one of the top plays. Let's show this video here.
Fly ball lifted to the right center field. That ball hit well in the gap by the wall. And did he catch it? Oh, my. Wow. What a play by the center fielder, Javian Williams.
Not sure he knows where he is right now. He just spiked it out there. But that was one incredible catch. And I'm going to tell you something. Williams absolutely just barreled head first, chest first into this outfield wall. Watch this play. This ball is smoked by Vansall. I mean, head first.
Now, did that take your breath away or kind of ding you a little bit?
Yeah, after the catch, I mean, I hit my head pretty hard, so I was kind of dizzy for a good 3 to 4 minutes.
Did you come out of the game or stay?
No, I stayed in the game.
You stayed in the game. You
Yes,
didn't want to
sir.
come out?
No, I did not want to come
And
out.
Mississippi State is such a great environment for baseball. I mean, the barbecue pits are going to the outfield. It's absolutely gorgeous and all that good stuff. All right, I want to brag about you this year. Now, first of all, you're doing very well. Obviously, you're batting .376, 44 hits this year. But what I want to brag on you about, and this is unbelievable, 37 games played, 37 games started. You played in all 37 games. That's impressive.
Thank you very much. I mean, I just know that my team sees me as a big leader on the field, so I think that me playing every game is going to be a huge impact, whether I do good or whether I do bad. So I just want to play every game.
All right, so taking batting practice, can Justin Freeman strike you out?
No.
No, he hasn't.
No. He can get me out, but he can't strike me out.
Oh, what's his favorite pitch? What's the pitch that he'll go after? Is it a fastball, slider? Is it curveball, off-speed pitch? What is it?
Fastball. He think he can beat everybody with his fastball for some strange reason.
All right, now talk about that. Now, you've had this year, you've had 31 strikeouts. 31 strikeouts you've had this year. So tell us your fastball, how often do you throw that fastball?
I usually go to it to get ahead in the count, maybe a two-seam if I'm falling behind or just need to get a ground ball, so very frequently.
Who is the pitcher you looked at the most? Maybe you wanted to see, was there a pitcher in the Major League Baseball that you wanted to copy or anything like that?
Marvin Freeman.
Oh, yeah? Yes, sir. Yeah, and you know, it's in this day and age, too, they try to get the offense going. They change the bats. You know, all the bats were changed and all that kind of good stuff. Then they changed the baseballs back, made the seams a little closer to where it's not as big as they used to be. Is it harder pitching that way?
No, not really. You still got to get the correct finger pressure for every pitch, and as long as you got backspin, it'll still break and ride how you need it to.
So is the fastball the pitch that you look in if you're like ahead in the count? Or do you look at another pitch to maybe, you know, outside pitch, maybe high?
I can either go fastball up or slider down and away, change up down and in.
Yeah, because there's one thing that I hated too, and I hated striking out, but I do it swinging. It's tough to watch a pitch go right there, and you got to say the same thing. When you got a pitch right there and you don't hit it, it's like, oh my God. You know, that kills you. But another thing that would always get me too is the high fastball. If that high fastball is there, it's hard to lay off the high fastball. And that's what you like to do, right?
Yeah, that's how I get Javian out every time.
Look at there. Look at there.
He got me out like 3 times.
Now as we get closer and closer, hard to believe, we're coming up on our senior weekend. Isn't that unbelievable? Your last weekend series in the SWAC, did it seem like it went by like that?
Yeah, I remember back in 2016 when I was a freshman in center field, and I was like, oh man, I got 3 years of this. Now it's just like a snap of a finger, and now I'm on my last home series against Texas Southern. So, I mean, it flew by, but I mean, I wasn't ready for the world.
Right. And you're from Breaux Bridge?
Yes, sir.
The crawfish capital of the world?
Yes, sir.
You could teach these people how to eat crawfish today?
A little something, a little something.
And then you're from Illinois?
Yes, sir, Olympia Fields, Illinois.
What brought you down here?
I actually pitched in a series in Atlanta where the previous head coach, Roger Kadar, saw me pitch, and after that, me and him talked for a little while. He offered me a baseball, and then they had the major that I wanted to pursue, so that pretty much sealed the deal.
So last year, the difference was they didn't have enough pitching. This year, we got enough pitching, and I think Coach Jackson is ahead of schedule. There's no question about that. There's no doubt about that. What has been the difference between this year and last year? Last year won 3 games. This year, you're leading the SWAC West.
I think it's the pitching, but also the way that we interact with each other. It's our chemistry. We all push each other during practice so that when it comes to the game time, it's easy. And I think that we are playing laid back, and then just like we have a target on everybody back. We have to prove a point, and I think that's what we're doing different rather than last year. Instead of being passive, we're being aggressive.
And this game's got to be fun. If it's not fun, you're in the wrong sport. But for a pitcher, you're always business-wise to where you sit at the end of the bench and nobody goes near you, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty much to myself when I'm going about my business, but as soon as I give the ball over or if it's a day I'm not throwing, I'm the biggest cheerleader on the bench.
Oh, cool. When is your pitch count? Is it right at 100, or would you rather go over that, or is it like an inning, 7th inning or 8th inning that you'd like to say, okay, I've had enough?
Depending on how I'm rolling through the batters and how deep I get into the lineup, if I'm struggling, the pitch count will be a little lower, but if I'm getting through everybody, they let me stay out there as long as I can.
Justin Freeman, can't wait to see you in the NCAA Regionals. I know Coach Jackson's going to kill me for that. Javion, keep hitting that ball, man. Between you and David, you're going back and forth and hitting the ball. You get up there, and when I'm doing the play-by-play game, and I'll be doing it this Saturday, you can see how comfortable you are at that plate. And you always pretty much get a hit, man.
Thank you.
And we'll keep that going. We'll keep that going. All right. Coming up, we're going to be talking about the what decides to make these guys play or not. We're going to be talking about the sports medicine part in the next 2 segments. We'll do that right here. It's Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics. We'll come back right here from Scoreboard's Restaurant right here on Pelican Sports TV. Thank you, fellas.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
CareSouth offers a wide range of comprehensive medical, behavioral health, and dental services. On behalf of the staff and board of directors, we want to thank the parish of Ascension, East Baton Rouge, and Iberville for allowing us to serve you. Come out to any of our locations where family is serving families.
I can still remember Charlotte's first day of kindergarten like it was yesterday. Now, she's heading off to college.
So how are you feeling?
I'm nervous. I'm also really excited.
You know you're the first McKernan to not go to LSU in decades. Promise me this, you'll wear purple and gold at all the UT football games.
Dad.
Letting go isn't easy, especially for this Louisiana dad, but our children know family is always there for them. Just like when our clients come to us for help, they'll always be part of the Get Gordon family. We want to be your lawyers for life.
Call 888-8888.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Home, away, any game day. At Walk-Ons, we'll help you do game day right.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Right here, we're at Scoreboard's Restaurant, right here on Coursey Boulevard. And that's right here. And a great place to eat. So we got some boiled crawfish, some boiled crabs. We got the hamburger sliders here. They've got everything, good salads here and a whole lot more. Again, Coursey Boulevard, right in between Sherwood and Airline Highway. If you're coming from Airline Highway, it's to your left. You're coming from Sherwood, it is to your right. We've got Ben Hoover, Director of Sports Medicine at Southern University. How you doing, my friend?
Good, good.
Good to have you here. Do we have some of your staff members here?
Yeah.
Name them. You can name them.
We got Destin Alcorn, our one of our assistants. She works with women's soccer and baseball. And then we have Chantel Paul. She's one of our interns. She works for softball and volleyball.
All right, cool. They didn't realize because we announced their name, they owe us money for that.
Yeah, they do.
We plugged them. So. They're looking like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We won't even get a crawfish from them.
Yeah.
No, that's out. All right, tell everybody, where were you before you landed at Southern University?
I was at a little Christian school, Colorado Christian.
Cool.
D2 school.
All right, good deal. Where are you from?
Colorado.
Are you from Colorado?
Yeah.
Awesome. I understand your wife living here works at the Women's
Hospital, yep.
Cool deal. So it's in the family, huh?
Yes. Yep.
What made you decide to do that, sports medicine?
Just going through rehab on my shoulder through high school and stuff like that. So.
And you say that, and I almost did the same thing with my knee.
Okay.
I really thought about being a rehab specialist or something of that nature because I thought they were inspiring big time. Because I know the day I did it, I was in the hospital room and they said, okay, well, you got to walk with the crutches.
Yeah.
Are you nuts?
Yeah.
That's the first time in my life I felt like I was about to pass out.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes for an athlete to hear that they're going to be out for an amount of time that could be 6 weeks or a couple days, or it's an ankle sprain or something more.
Now that's what you brought up my next question because I love to watch Hard Knocks.
Okay.
And it goes behind the scenes of NFL football teams, whichever one they're doing. And I know when the sports medicine guy comes up to him and pats him on the knee and says, you're out for a while, you tore your meniscus, you tore your ACL or what have you, they start crying. So it's very emotional for them.
Yes, it is. It's something that no athlete wants to ever hear, that they're going to be done for an amount of time. But as an athletic trainer, you have to tell them that, but you have to tell them at the same time that they're going to be back better than before. So.
Now, athletic trainer meaning a lot of people may seem to think that you're training them and what have you, but it's basically sports medicine.
Yeah, sports medicine.
And you're dealing with their ankle injuries.
Yep.
You're dealing with any kind of shoulder injuries or knee injuries or anything like that. Now, with the injury with Rashanti Coward 2 years ago, graphic injury and what have you, and this is an opportunity, obviously the first thing you got to do is calm her down.
Yep.
In that situation, there's a lot of people that have injuries like that don't even feel no pain because their adrenaline is running so high.
And unfortunately, I wasn't there for that incident, but...
You were with the football team?
Yes, I was with the football team with one of our team physicians, and get a phone call, and the athletic trainer, she was fairly new, and she did a wonderful job there. And get her calm, there's a bunch of people around her, able to get her calm. And she didn't feel too much pain from what I was told, and went to the hospital, and then our doctor, he did surgery the next day on Sunday, and was able to give her a full rehab and get her back this next season.
Now, everybody is different. Everybody's body is totally different. Some heal faster than others. Some take longer and what have you. But when you're looking at that, what is the first thing you tell that athlete? You've got to tell them patience, I would assume, right?
Yeah. Until we know what's exactly wrong with them, I'm not going to tell them how long at that point. But once we get the imaging done, or we see our doctors, and they're going to let them know how long they're going to be out.
So what is an MRI?
Yeah, we'll take them to Dr. Rabalay's office if we're at home, and we'll get an X-ray, and then if Dr. Rabalay deems necessary for an MRI, CT scan, what have you, we go that route.
Now, I was telling Dr. Rabalay before we got on the air, and we were talking and stuff like that, and I was telling him when I played the game, sprained my ankle, I tell the doc, don't take my shoe off and go back in the game.
Yeah.
Do you tell athletes not to do that, to go back in the game, if like it's a sprained ankle or something like that?
Well, it all depends on how the severity of the injury. We're going to see if they're confident in that moment, and what game it is. If it's the first game of the year, I'm not going to risk them further injury. If they're a senior and it's the championship game for Alcorn game, and we're gonna see if they're 80, 90%, even 100% back there, and then we're gonna get them back on the court or field. But if it's not safe, we're not gonna put them on the field.
Now, there's a lot of people talking about, football players even too, talking about they wouldn't let their boys play football because of the CTE.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about that. That's a big lawsuit with the National Football League. What is the protocol for concussion protocol for Southern University? And I understand it's from the NCAA guideline.
Yes. So we're trying to develop. Our program is we got a 5-stage phase concussion protocol where if it happens, they're going to be out for 24 hours in the sense of we need them to be symptom-free. And then we're going to take their symptoms. We're going to do a SCAT-3 is what we call it, and which is sorry.
That's all right.
Which it's memory, balance, and other things like that, and their symptoms. And then we baseline them first prior to coming to campus. They get on campus and we have a baseline testing, and then if it happens, we go off their baseline from that SCAT-3. And then if they pass phase 1, no symptoms, we can progress them into phase 2. And then we'll progress them to through all 5 phases. And the 5th phase is you're going to see a doctor and you're going to get cleared for return to play.
So the doctor clears them?
Yes.
Because I was going to ask you that. So if they fail the test during a game, they're done?
They're done.
They're not coming back?
Yep.
So do they get tested every day? Or every other day? So every day they're tested?
Every day they come into one of our offices and we sit down with them and we go over their symptoms, we go over their balance, their SCAT-3.
Now, we were talking off air as well. We talked about it. Soccer has been a tremendous problem.
Yes.
Because they obviously use their heads to knock the ball. And you were telling me that soccer is really having a problem with concussions.
Women's soccer in particular, I know there's not any data out there right now, but you see it because of their neck strength not being as great as a football player. And they're using their head in a way that they shouldn't be. So.
Wow. So when you get home and the day's done, you go to your wife and y'all talk medical talk at the kitchen table?
For about 30 minutes or so.
And after that's gone?
Then it's done. So we hang out with our new dog that we got. So
cool.
Take them on walks and stuff. So.
What is the best part about your job that you love the most?
Being able to get the kids rehabbed and out onto the playing surface that they play on, and be able to be a part of the women's basketball team this last year and go to the NCAA tournament with those girls, and what Danae Charles went through with the car wreck, and being able to get her back and everything that, getting them, if they're in my office, I love them in my office, but at the same time, they're in there for a reason. And I want to get them back onto their respective sport.
Now, before a game, you're in the training table and you're taping them up, right?
Yep. This next year, for football anyways, we're going to have hopefully 4 athletic trainers, certified athletic trainers, one of the most in the SWAC. And so we'll be able to tape everybody in probably 35, 40 minutes.
And you do it, I mean, unbelievable with the tape.
Yes,
if I tried to do the tape like you guys do, no way.
It's fun. It's one of those things that when you learn it for the first time, you're like, oh, this is going to be hard. But once you do 100 ankles and then in a day, you're like, okay.
Yep. Because I can't put an ace bandage on. And like you guys can do it all. Now let me ask you, do you guys cut the tape off at the end of the game, or they do?
Some of them come to us and get it cut off, and then we let them have our sharks. It's fairly safe, and they're able to do it themselves.
Because I'm thinking you just got out of a game, the adrenaline's still going, they're cutting their wrists.
Every once in a while, you can they'll go the wrong way and they'll catch themselves, and I've had a few stitches in that sense. So.
Now let me ask you this too. This is they got a lot of sports tapes now. You see the blue and black. Does that help at all?
No comment.
You see guys making free throws and all that stuff, and they've got that. It's supposed to be.
I mean,
miracle tape or something. What is that?
KT tape. It has its purposes.
Yeah.
So, it's very sticky. So,
is it?
Yeah.
What does it do? I mean, it's not like icy hot where it gets it cold or hot.
You're able to stretch it and make them hold a position or make their body think they're going to hold that position with that tape. I don't use it very often because it's very expensive, and I have other tapes that I can do with it.
So is it just a trend?
Yeah.
Just kind of a thing. Okay, look, I've got this. All right. Well, Ben, and you spell your name Huver,
yes,
not OOVER.
So
good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
And thank you. And now I always see you around the court and all that kind of good stuff. Now we know what you do and everything else. So you did a great job. Thank you, my man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the surgery part now. With that coming up right here in just a moment, as we continue right here overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks, a closer look at Jaguar Athletics. I'm Chris Powers right here at Scoreboards Restaurant. Back in a moment right here on Pelican Sports TV.
When Culinary Artistry partners with the Jaguar Nation, a good time is guaranteed. Join SU Athletics and the Belle of Baton Rouge Casino for the 3rd annual Taste of the Jag Food Expo, May 23rd, 2019 at the Belle of Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel Atrium. It's a night of good food, good music, and Southern fried fun. For more details or to sign up as a vendor, call 225-771-3171.
At Roadrunner Towing, we love our God, our children, our nation, and yes, our sports. So let's play ball. Score big when you need a tow, either in East Baton Rouge or West Baton Rouge. Because at Roadrunner Towing, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes.
Legendary Import Group. Exceptional service and a rare collection. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. We are legendary.
I am legendary.
I'm Team Legendary.
I am legendary.
I am legendary.
Now that's legendary.
Stop by Legendary Import Group today, where our team is honored to serve you. We are legendary.
Legendary Import Group, the only place for legendary care.
The smart Baton Rouge business traveler travels out of Baton Rouge. Why? It's about not having to wake up hours earlier, fight traffic, and stand in long lines. It's also about BTR being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere your business takes you. Smart. So for your business, if it's about being one step ahead and not dead on your feet, then it's about time you flew BTR. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
I can't imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right? You ever come to Louisiana?
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're right here at Scoreboards Restaurant, and unbelievable food here, and we got a lot of Jaguar Nation here today. They're always showing up in a lot of numbers. Coach Jacobs is in the house. Yes, indeed. Good to see you. We've got Travion Scott, I see, is in the house here. Miss Denise Rankins is in the house. She'll throw something at me later for mentioning her name, I'm sure. And we've got Dr. Ravelay right here from the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Now, tell everybody where your office is.
Well, I'm at the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and I'm in the Zachary office. I live in Zachary and work there. It's close to Southern, and that's where I do most of my business.
Cool deal. And do they have to be referred to you by their general physician, or can they just
anybody can call and make an appointment, or the referrals are certainly welcome as well. But you can find it on the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic website, or you can Google it and find it on the phone and call and make an appointment if you need us.
Now, when do people say, okay, we may need to go to the orthopedic doctor? I mean, for me, I went to my general practitioner, and he took my knee and moved my ankle that way. He said, yep, you've got leverage in there. So when is that? I mean, obviously it was time for me to go, but maybe if they don't go to their general practitioner, when is the time to go to you?
Well, that's a broad question. I think you need to see one of the bone doctors, I would think.
Right.
But we have certain different pains that continue despite rest and ice, and when you bend a knee all the way backwards and it goes the wrong way,
and I did.
Either you or your parents or somebody knows that, hey, that's not right. You need to get it checked out.
What's the hardest surgery you've ever had to do?
There's a lot of hard surgeries. Sometimes the simplest surgeries turn into be more difficult, and sometimes the easiest one, sometimes the hardest ones you think are going to be hard end up going real smoothly. I would say the multi-ligament knee injuries are very difficult, but I can't help but think about my training at Charity Hospital, the knife and gun clubs and staying up all night with multiple gunshot wounds and destroyed bones in every body can be difficult too. But
are they still doing orthopedic surgeries? I know, because that's how they
in New Orleans?
No, just everywhere. Because I know that's where they looked at me. They said, okay, back then they didn't do an MRI on me, and they said, okay, we got to go in there and see what you've damaged. Are they still doing that, or the MRI,
arthroscopic.
Arthroscopic. Well,
yes.
orthopedic, my bad. Arthroscopic surgery.
Probably 90% of what I do in the sports world is arthroscopic driven.
Okay.
A large part is. And so, yes, an arthroscopic is a great tool. It's not the laser as some people think. It just means that we use small poke holes, and we go into a joint and blow it with water, and we can actually get almost an exact assessment of what's going on inside that joint. And then we can do whatever we need to do while we're in there.
Now, back in 1990, I told you that I was done. The doctor told me I was done. I couldn't play sports anymore. Is that almost the case now? Can players come back from knee injuries pretty much? Is there any knee injury that they can't come back?
Yeah, again, very, very broad question there. There are certainly some knee injuries that people can't come back from. ACL is a good example that people do come back from it now. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, ACLs was a career-ending injury. And in today's day and age, it's a season-ending injury. We've perfected that surgery. You hate to say perfected surgery because nothing's ever truly perfect, but we've gotten good enough as a group and as a sports medicine society to get kids back to playing with ACLs. Now, when you throw an ACL and you tear your PCL, the MCL, and the LCL, we call multi-ligament injuries, where the knee is torn in multiple different places. Some of those surgeries are just hard to come back from. And then it also depends on your position and what kind of sport you play.
Right.
So I think that certainly high-level pitchers, they have a terrible injury to their throwing arm, that can be it for what they do.
Right.
If it's an injury to the non-dominant hand that doesn't bother them too much. I mean, a broad question, but I think we're getting better and better at surgery every day, though.
So is an ACL surgery worse than a PCL surgery, because anterior obviously being under the knee, posterior being on the outside?
Well, they're kind of two different animals. The ACL is more of a rotational stabilizer for the knee, and the PCL is really just posterior. They did a study years ago where they examined the NFL Combine, and 2% of the people that showed up for the Combine had a PCL injury that they just didn't know about.
Wow.
2%. And we'll see that in our athletes here when we're doing the physicals, the pre-participation physicals at Southern. And so PCLs people can tolerate, because it's not so much for the cutting, twisting, and pivoting. ACLs, if you do any kind of cutting, twisting, pivoting sports, the ACL is the main stabilizer of the knee. You just can't do those sports without having an intact ACL. That would be tennis, soccer, football, basketball, those types of, we call them level 2 or higher activities. But you can run a straight line without an ACL. I mean, a cross-country runner may do okay.
Wow. And when a trainer looks at the athlete and he looks at him and he does the test, you see him moving the knee, trying to move the knee and what have you, when do you see them? Do they say immediately right there, you need to go see Dr. Rabelais tomorrow or what have you?
Yeah, it all just depends. I think that, it's so important on any kind of athletic team has had these good trainers that we have. We have some great trainers here because they can really navigate and figure out, what's an emergency, what needs to be rushed to the hospital and to have the orthopedic see them and meet them at the emergency room. What can be, iced down. Let's see if this is just a little bump and a bruise, because there still are lots of bumps and bruises, especially in sports like football.
Right.
And so, to answer your question, I think that I think it depends on the injury.
Okay.
And we rely on them to be able to help navigate. It's a triage situation. What needs to be seen immediately, or what can.
A lot of people want to know the question, and they're out there. Okay, their favorite athlete gets injured or what have you. Say, for instance, the MRI reveals it's a knee injury. Why is it so long of a wait for the surgery? Is it for the swelling to go down?
Well, it depends. Again, it depends on the injury. So with the classic ACL tear. Learning how to do ACLs has been a 30 to 40 year process in orthopedics. When they first did ACLs, we tried to rush out and do them as quick as we could. Get them done, A lot of the doctors in the ski towns did that. They would fix them and get them on a plane the next day. And then we figured out that, with ACLs in particular, you have to rehab the knee first. So we have to get the knee back in shape. We have to get the knee settled down. They do a lot better if you get the motion back and get the swelling out of it before you do the surgery. So that's the delay in ACLs. Now, in certain kind of multi-ligament injuries, there are different injury patterns around the knee where you need to get to those relatively quickly. But your standard ACL, we usually try and wait for that knee to kind of settle down and get ready to get our best. And we know from multiple studies that that's how we get our best outcomes.
Why are we seeing more horrific injuries like compound fractures to the leg, to the ankle, and what have you? Is it that because of the athletes today are bigger, or is it just, there's more media showing that now?
I think it's a combination of the two. I think there's no question that the athletes, especially take college Division I football, they're stronger, bigger, faster.
Yeah.
It's harder hits. There's no question it is, And I think you get to the next level of the NFL, it's just that much more. And even in high school, if you go to the local 5A high schools, I couldn't have played on the 5A high schools then, right now.
Right.
20 years ago I could, but at that day and age.
Sure.
So I think that, social media and the internet, we certainly see those injuries a lot more, and there's always that ooh factor that people like to see. Fortunately, we don't see that many true compound fractures, and we see, I think every year I'll do a couple of tibias from a Friday night, or we've had them here where we have to, tibia fracture looks pretty horrific. But fortunately, most of those, once you get them fixed, they will come back.
Wow.
You mentioned Rashante. She had a tough one too, and she came back and played and did a great job.
How many surgeries was that? Was it just one surgery?
Just one.
Okay. What multiple surgeries she had to have? Wow, because I can't even look at them on TV now. Can't even do that. All right, Dr. Rabalais, thank you for all what you do at Southern University, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
And again,
it's my pleasure.
Zachary, Louisiana, where people can go and see you, right?
Yeah, Zachary, Louisiana, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and hope you don't need an orthopedic surgeon. If you do, I'll help you out.
Well, thank you for sponsoring Southern University. You do a great job. And again, not only working at Southern, but sponsoring the sports programs. We appreciate that. When we come back, Athletic Director Roman Banks joins us back here. We'll get to Ask the Athletic Director, and we'll look at the next 7 for Southern University. Comes back right here on Pelican Sports TV. John?
Need to see a doctor fast? Lake Express Check-In lets you get in line online. Visit OLOLRMC.com/express to choose an estimated treatment time at one of our emergency room, urgent care, or physician office locations. A service of Our Lady of the Lake.
Legendary Import Group. Distinguished service and detailed attention. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. Stop by 10660 Coursey Boulevard or phone 225-960-1191.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score. Because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers. Craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love.
just can't lock them out, buddies. They'll make your day. Buddies, you can't deny them, buddies. You just can't buy them. You wear them, whatever comes your way. Buddies are here to stay.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve with home and auto insurance.
Talk to State Farm agent Anna Jones in Baton Rouge today.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back, everybody, right here at Scoreboards Restaurant on Coursey Boulevard, as we have, of course, overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks, a closer look at Jaguar Athletics. Next week, by the way, 12 noon, we'll be on the air at 12 noon. We'll be taping the show at 12 noon, by the way, next week, and simply because of the fact that it's the Sports Banquet Award show next week. So we do want to say that. Also next week, we'll be having our corporate spotlight on Coca-Cola. And Derek Price has been the equipment guy for years and years.
Spotlight on
right
Derek
here.
Price.
That's right. Plus, also want to remind you, even after the show is taped for tonight, crawfish. We got a DJ here. We got party going. We got everything going right here. Look at this beautiful plate. You got shrimp.
Not bad right here, huh?
Potatoes and sausage.
Look at the seasoning on there.
Yeah, and the overtime bread pudding, by the way.
Best in the business, overtime.
Got
the patent that. Make sure you go get it.
The pecans on the top. Unbelievable. So again, next week, 12 noon. All right, before we get any further, it's time now to look at the next 7 for Southern Athletics. And this is what's happening this week for Southern University Jaguar Athletics. Here we go.
Welcome to the next 7 in Jaguar Athletics. The Southern University track and field team will head over to LSU on April the 20th. Coach John Garrison, the Southern University softball team, will host Southeastern Louisiana April the 23rd at Lady Jaguar Field at 3 p.m. Southern University baseball will host the Tigers of Texas Southern April the 19th through the 21st at Lee Hines Field, and as well as the University of Louisiana Monroe April the 23rd at 6 p.m. On April 24th at 6:30 p.m. in the F.G. Clark Activity Center, come join the Southern University Athletic Program as they host the 2019 Jagsby Student Athlete Awards Banquet. And that was your next 7 in Jaguar Athletics. Go Jags!
All right, welcome back, everybody. This shrimp, smelling this shrimp is making me hungry.
Oh, yeah. So you went on this, you're on this training situation right now.
Yeah.
So can you have that?
Yes, I can have it.
Okay.
I can have nothing. Potatoes might be a little difficult, but
push those to the side. You take the shrimp.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man. It's time to ask the athletic director, Roman Banks, a question. And for that, we've got Miss Taylor. We've got a guest right here. Hey, Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. We have Corey McCain with our question for Coach Banks this week.
Thank you, Taylor. Coach, with lots of events going on at Southern coming up, what are you most excited about?
Well, I don't want to put most in it. I'm excited about all the opportunities that we're offering. So obviously, we got the banquet coming up next Wednesday, the Jagsby, for our student athletes. I think that's something when you recognize our student athletes, and that's our way of saying thank you. I think I'm always excited about that. But we also, have the sales of season books coming up on the 13th of May. So that's going to be very important for us as we get ready to dive into next year and set our standard about how many season tickets that we can sell. And obviously, if you come by football, then you also can get basketball and baseball at a discounted price. And then I'm looking forward to our Jagathon that we finally set the date on that, and that's August the 16th. And we all know that we did a very good job last year. Our goal is to raise $100,000 going into this year in August. So Fan Fest, we connect that with Fan Fest this year. And so, you know, we got quite a few events coming up. I tell you, Taste of Jag, I'm excited about. Michael Foster Project will be there playing at the Bell. And so that's going to be a great event for us as well.
Yep, looking forward to that. I'm a judge this year, by the way, for that.
Oh, you're a judge?
Denise has got me as judge.
Okay.
So we're in Louisiana. Politics, bribery, right here.
Food.
That's right. That's right. Also, great showing the track team, strong showing at ULL.
Right. Yeah. You know, Coach White obviously is doing a very good job of bringing that program back. And as we able to invest into track, and which is a big project coming up for us here, because we're looking at to resurfacing that track. Then we can bring the Pelican Relays back. We can bring other colleges to our campus. And the Pelican Relays is one that we get a lot of calls about, and I'm excited that we're going to start working on bringing that back, the high school portion this year.
All right, cool deal. We got Jared Sams in the house.
Jared in the house,
he is in the house. Let's see if he can box out Travian Scott. Let's bring Travian Scott up here. Bring him up here.
Where's Trey at?
Come up here, Travian Scott.
Dr. Travian Scott.
That's
now.
right. That's
this is the fun part about our staff. We work hard, but you can see all the members of the athletic department in here today, how we hang out together and socialize together. And they all often hear me say we strong together. And so this is always a vision of mine, to make sure when we have an events that we support each other first. And obviously today, come on up here. Obviously today, you know, tomorrow really, but we're celebrating today. It's this big guy's birthday. So
yes,
we want to make sure everybody get this big guy a hand over here for his birthday.
All right, let's do it. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. Travian Scott.
Dr. Travian Scott.
Birthday to you.
Yeah, too much.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
What are you, 27 now?
I wish.
All right, happy birthday. Next week,
this one out.
We've also got to blow it out.
He's getting old now. That's on the oxygen.
Hey, next week we've got the senior softball team's going to be right here as well. We're going to honor them as their final next week. So we want you to come out. Again, 12 noon next Wednesday. For Coach Roman Banks.
We're going to be here for a little while. Come on out and enjoy us tonight. Got the DJ over here. We'll be ready.
Next week, right here, Pelican Sports TV.